For many of us, summer is not the same without baseball. Who could forget their first hit, their first home run?
Or how about the day you watched your baseball hero smash a homer out of the ballpark? Well, hitting has always been the heart of the game.
But before records can be broken and dreams made, it all has to start from a piece of wood. Here's Roswell and Cena.
No other game is as magical as baseball. Everyone has some sort of memory attached to it. And every moment has a statistic behind it. It's a game where players want to be known as legends, but they'll always be haunted by the legends before them. For every catch and every home run, a player is thrown back to the days when players were hailed as kings and heroes. But at the heart of it all, it's still just a game. A game of catch. A game of hitting the ball. Ask any ball fan, hitting is the heart of the game. Who would ever forget Babe Ruth's 60 home run record in one season? How about Mickey Mantle smashing a ball out of Griffin Park in 1953? Hitting a home run has a lot to do with the player, but ask many of them, the bat has a lot to do with it. What makes a good baseball bat?
Well, I guess it's just what feels comfortable in your hands. And then it's just a matter, I guess, of getting good wood.
And when you think of good wood, one comes to mind, the Louisville Slugger. This is where the game begins. This is where it's been beginning for 120 years.
Wow, you know, that must be a thrill. You stop and you realize that it really is a thrill.
What else do you expect from a factory with a 160-foot baseball bat outside? Since the late 1800s, folks from the Louisville Slugger have been carving bats for the majors, the minors, and you. There was a time when 90% of players were signed up to use the Louisville Slugger. Greats like Lou Gehrig, Ty Cobb, Hank Aaron, and of course, the Babe. Nowadays, nearly 70% of major leaguers use the bat from the bluegrass state.
99% of the time, probably pick that bat out he's using.
Stanley Russell has been making bats for 42 years.
These are the handles.
Actually, a majority of the employees here at the Louisville Slugger Bat Factory have been working here for more than 30 years. They've seen millions of bats turn from a plain northern white ash to a major league bat.
Well, you feel like you've done something that's part of the game when they use them, but you hate to see them get broke.
From trees in New York and Pennsylvania, the wood is turned to billets. Each billet on a rack has a different weight for each model. Then in just 45 seconds, a machine traces a template and carves it into a bat.
And just like when you go to a locksmith to have a key made, he traces your key. This is going to trace this pattern and turn this billet into this bat.
The factory has 260 templates from major leaguers through the years.
Johnny Bench, Tony Gwynn, Hank Aaron, George Brett. Whenever we find out what number we are, that's what we get and that's what we go by.
The bats are then branded with the Louisville Slugger name and the signature of a player. The brand name is heated to 1,400 degrees so it can be etched on the bat.
Oh, yes, I've done all the old ones. I had a lot of Babe Ruth. I had some Ty Cobb yesterday. Pete Rose.
From there, it's all cosmetic. The bats are dipped, burned, and foiled. The whole process used to be slower when the bats were turned by hand. This 20-minute procedure is now considered a dying art. Tell me about the bat that you just made here.
This bat we're turning here is an original model that was made back in somewhere around 1942 or 43 for a player named Chuck Klein. This bat was used by Mickey Mantle and Roberto Clemente, and it's still used by a few players today.
In the 70s, the company carved 7 million wooden bats a year. But with the dawn of aluminum bats, they're down to about 1 million. Most of them are for the minors and majors.
I still love the game of baseball. It's changed quite a bit, but I still love it. It's getting more particular now because ball players want lighter weights, smaller handles to be able to play the game.
Baseball runs deep in this country. It's our history, it's our pastime. The folks from the Louisville Slugger have been here since the beginning. And knock on wood, they'll be here for generations of ball players to come. Reporting in Louisville, Kentucky, I'm Roswell Encina.
The Louisville Slugger Company has branched out to other sports. The company also makes hockey sticks and golf